I know I haven't been here in a minute, almost a month at this point, if it hasn't been a full month already, but I've been working like usual. If I'm gone for a while, it's because I'm working a 9 to 5. Like, I have to go to work. I have to make money somehow. I have to get shit done. So that is where I've been. But I'm here today to talk to you about the MTV VMAs 2022. A lot of symbolism, a lot of stuff going on. Let's break it down. So, did y'all watch? I did not watch the full show through and through just because I don't have cable. I do not watch TV like that, and I wasn't about to sign up for it through Hulu, and I didn't even feel like giving MTV my email and whatever else to watch it on my phone. That was kind of corny too. So I watched the pre-show live on YouTube, and then once the show started, I watched the videos of the performances of people who I wanted to watch. Shout out to MTV for making the live show, or making the pre-show available live on YouTube, and shout out to them for uploading performances right after they were done, because they were back to back with performances. So thank you, MTV. And I honestly don't mind the way I watch certain things, because a lot of the artists I didn't even know. Again, I don't watch TV like that. So I did know a lot of the people there. I was only interested this year because Nicki was getting the Vanguard. Congratulations to her. And, she was performing, so I wanted to see Nick. But other than that, I'm not interested in a lot of these people. And when the acts that I did watch, who I had heard of, or who are popular now, but I don't know, or again, I just heard of them, but I've never heard them, I watched, and I was really disappointed with a lot of it. Let me pull out my phone, because there were so many, just acts there. But, it wasn't a bad show overall. It typically runs smoother than the BET Awards. And, that's just because BET is your typical, that's honestly, the BET runs pretty shitty on purpose. The execs at Viacom, I truly believe that they won't allow BET to be great, because allowing them to be, just subpar just fits the stereotype that black owned things are just not as good as white run or white owned things. I believe that to my core, no lie. Anywho, I did want to get on the award show. So I really enjoyed, Saucy Santana, he did a great job with his booty performance. Amazing choreography, and he looked like he was really there to hustle and work. And he really did his thing. His dancers did their thing. They were on point. They did their thing. So shout out to Santana for doing that. And having a great performance. He worked hard. Santana, and this is why I need the girls in the game, the girls in the rap game, to step it up, because Santana should not be outperforming you. And that, the people who feel a certain way about that, you know who you are. His two friends who were in a girl group. Hint, hint. So they need to step it up. The other one who has a degree from USC, with the icy chain, or should I say Ashy Miracle, the copper chain, step it up, because Santana did what he needed to do. So, shout out to Santana, but, of course there was symbolism everywhere, and not just with him. I knew this is the MTV Awards. This is an award show on TV, period. You know what time it is. It's going to be symbolism down. The two dancers that he had on his stage who were in those all black outfits, and the face was kind of like a ski mask. That it reminded me of the American Horror Story outfit, the outfit where that thing is in all black. And I think what that thing represents is a demon. With the outfits, I'm just now why would those dancers in pitch all black? That just was strange. And but good job to Santana. And then Lotto showed up. She did her little Burger King thing, and her little Burger King ad, and I saw her on the red carpet pre-show, it does, she kind of gives me that same vibe as Sweetie, where they just seem like they're trying too hard to be urban or hip. You know, they talk in African American vernacular or ebonics, you know, everything they say sound like Twitter, you know, oh, it's giving this, and girl, don't play with me. I'm just like, Lotto, spare me. How about that? Don't play with you. I won't play with you if you'll spare me. I wasn't really feeling that. You know, her makeup looked nice, and her Burger King performance was really nice. But I noticed she's doing the same thing as Beyonce, and I'm just gonna be completely frank. I don't give a damn. Like, this is my podcast, as I remind people, because I know people want to get jiggy when you talk about their fave. You know, she does that same little light skin thing that Beyonce does, where they'll be the only light skinned person, you know, the star of the show, and then all of their dancers and all of their background people will be brown skin and darker. And you know, it's just like, that is done by strategy, because you can't make me believe, and it's really bad with Lotto. And at Beyonce's now, Beyonce really played it when she did that Black is King, and when she did that Oscar performance. Those are two times that come to mind recently when talking about Beyonce and her performances, because, you know, I have noticed she'll do that. She'll be the only light skin, and then there'll be all these brown people dancing alongside of her, and it's just like, you can't find any light skinned dancers. And I'm not saying that you and your dancers have to match and blend in, but I just feel like there is some strategy. This is the show business. You know, even with Beyonce and the group Destiny's Child being the only light one, and then having the blonde to try to separate herself and set herself apart. Because we all know that that group, you know, that's why it was called Destiny's Child and not Destiny's Children, because it was really all about B. And that's okay for her and her family, I guess. But when it comes to Lotto, she's doing that same strategy with being the only light one in the middle or in the center, and then a bunch of darker girls dancing around her, which is just perpetuating colorism on a subliminal level. You know, when you become awake to it, you wake up to it and you see it. But when you're still sleeping, you know, it'll just slide right by you, because it's meant to permeate your subconscious mind. Just 100% facts. But, you know, she did her thing. I'm not going down to Burger King any faster than I was before, but she did a great performance, and the makeup looked good, and, you know, her lyrics aren't all bad, but I just don't support her like that, because I feel like she's made it pretty clear how she kind of feels about darker skinned people, especially like a lot of these girls who have colorism mindsets. They feel a particular way about dark skinned women. But moving on, I'm gonna get on Young Gravy. No symbolism that I can recall, but, you know, let's talk on Twitter and tell me what some things that you saw, if you saw symbolism from Lotto's performance. But Young Gravy, I had no idea who this kid was, never heard of him or seen him in my life, and I just thought it was such a minstrel show. I do not like this guy. I do not want to see him again. I do not want him to be successful, and I have no shame. Some of these people need to be hated on, because we can't love everybody, because some people shouldn't make it, and that just is what it is. And Young Gravy is one of those people. He makes music, and his aesthetic appeals to suburban white kids and frat boys, and, you know, there's a lane for everyone, but I just really hate how he's a caricature. And just, again, very minstrel show. A bunch of black women singing in the back as this skinny white boy, you know, steals the swag and dances around and just want to be a white pimp. I just can't stand it. And any, you know, white man down to the country club that's really, you know, golfing and that's really got it, looks down on that shit, because that is pathetic. Young Gravy, you are another fucking wannabe, and I'm not here for you. You a wannabe, you whack, your music whack, you need to do something with that goddamn Swiffer sleeper duster that you call hair. I'm not feeling you, and I have no problem roasting your wannabe black ass. I'm not fucking with you, Young Gravy, Young Shady. fuck you. And then Dove Cameron. Now, let me get on her. I do not know this girl. This is another artist. Her and Young Gravy are people I do not know. Lotto and Santana, I know. I do not know who Dove Cameron is. But I'm not here for that boyfriend song. Because, once again, talking about the subliminals and a lot of the programming. This entire award show was definitely to push agendas, like they all are. They're here to push agendas and programming, because why is a girl talking to another girl about how she can be a better boyfriend than an actual boy or actual man? I'm not here for it. It's causing gender confusion. With Jack Harlow, and I'm going to drag him, and I'm going to drag a lot of people, because Jack Harlow and Lotto, and a bunch of other people, Saweetie, Moneybag Ho, yeah, a lot of y'all, I'm sick of y'all sampling old music. And even my grandfather used to have a problem with my mother's generation, because he said, all y'all do is sample old music. And this Jack Harlow, you ain't shit with all the glamour magic you done goddamn done to look as half as good as you do. And I'm sick of it. I'm sick of imposters. Jack Harlow, you couldn't even carry that goddamn performance by yourself. You had to call Fergie up there, a person who could really sing, to carry the rest of that half-ass shit that you put out. Jack Harlow, you are another culture vulture. You are another imposter. You didn't even know who the fuck Brandy was. You sitting on this stage, shucking and jiving, and I'm gonna have to look at Drake, who's helping to indoctrinate you into the music industry. I'm glad that Harry Styles got Album of the Year. He's very talented. He can sing. They're definitely trying to make him the new David Bowie. And this is what I'm talking about. And this is what other people are talking about when they talk about characters. These people play characters. For each generation, they have to indoctrinate each generation into the same type of thinking. I am playing the Eminem and Snoop Dogg song, From the D to the LBC. It's actually a pretty lit song. They're coming with bars and talent. But even when it comes to the performance, first of all, the entire song is nothing but as someone else described, an ad. The song From the D to the LBC is an ad for, what is that? The Bored Ape Yacht Club, which is nothing but a money laundering NFT company. Like all NFTs, like all of this metaverse shit, it's all about corruption and money laundering and control. In their performance, Snoop had this gigantic joint. And that's what I've also noticed. A lot of these new rappers are weed has always been promoted. Snoop Dogg has always promoted weed. But lately I'm just like, goddamn, I've seen so many rappers with, just weed plants everywhere. I don't know. Maybe I'm only 25. Maybe I'm young and, inexperienced myself with all of this weed, pushing all this weed. But these giant joints, I'm just like, Lord help. And I'm really not here for it, because we all know that weed these days is being cut with fentanyl. And that the government has definitely pushed a lot of GMO weed, and there's definitely, again, a government operation on weed in itself. But Snoop Dogg smokes this giant joint, and next thing you know, Eminem falls asleep. And then we see the spiral symbolism, and then when he wakes up, they wake up, and him and we never see Snoop. I don't think we see him going to sleep. But all I know is Eminem dozes off, and he wakes up in a dream-like sequence, or in the metaverse, with him and Snoop Dogg as AIs. And they perform. And they eventually turn into those Bored Ape yacht NFTs. But again, in like a virtual setting, in like a metaverse, Web3 setting. And then Snoop Dogg, it has cheetah print on, which is just beta sex kitten symbolism. And and there's a lot of like chains on Eminem. He's like this big Cuban link chain on. And with hip hop and music industry, when you see these artists in chains, it's really talking about chains, slavery, no freedom, being a fucking product of somebody else's plantation. That's what's really going on. But it's done with diamonds and gold to try to glamorize it and to trick you into wanting to sign up to be a goddamn slave. Period. But again, this is all money laundering. Eminem and Snoop Dogg got paid a lot of money to be in the goddamn metaverse and to represent themselves as AIs. But it's all a part of the plan to indoctrinate the youth and push this stuff to the youth. Red Hot Chili Peppers performed, great performers, love their music. They're just highly satanic, they are. I love Red Hot Chili Peppers, but it took me getting older to realize how much Satanism and that they had in their group, and that they had in their music and their imagery. And even with the Foo Fighters, I hate how they've just completely sold out to the cabal. Who else? But they did a good job. They had real instruments. Shout out to the Red Hot Chili Peppers. Then we have J Balvin, who performed Nivel de Perio. I hated that cheesy ass shit with two AIs, or whatever they are, AIs, shaking ass, because that's the new thing. Damn near every performance tonight had holographs, in like the air, in the sky, and it was just, again, they're pushing this award show. The people who make the Oculus or the Oculus, people who make the eye goggles that go over your head, the virtual reality headsets, the Mark Zuckerberg and everybody else who's pushing the metaverse, they must not be getting people to sign up fast enough, because they are pushing it hard. MTV clearly got a check to push all of this bullshit. It is sick. The girls that they had dancing on stage, that J Balvin and Ryan Castro had dancing on stage, they were dressed up in fucking, robot attire, scantily clad robot attire with damn near, they look like bot chicks with thongs on and face covered and doing all these sexual twerking, and then two big booty AIs shaking ass. Everybody thought it was Nicki Minaj, but it wasn't. I'm just like, just because they got butts and twerking does not mean it's Nicki. That's just sick. But two big booty AIs shaking ass, simulating riding peen. It was too sick. Too goddamn sick. And I was like, children should not be watching this. This award show should have a parental advisory and a rating. This show should be rated NC-17. This show is so goddamn sexual and so explicit and so raunchy and just so stank. Like, J Balvin, you need your ass whooped for having that dirty, stank shit on your goddamn stage. Like, get a grip. I just hate to see that. Who else? Then they had Nicki. I was very happy to see her perform. She did her thing. I felt like some of her performance was, again, a bit too sexual for my liking. I was not here for it all. Some of it was good. Some of it was like, Nick, this is a little bit too raunchy. But I'm proud of her. She won. Her and Lil Baby won the VMA for, I think, Do We Have a Problem? They deserved it. And then I'm glad that they didn't play with her, because they only nominated her for one thing, industry politics. But she did her thing with her performance. It was cool. I liked the stage setup. She had the pink checkerboard, and notice how everybody all night was performing in a pyramid, because they had 3 different stages from what I could see. So in the pre-show, they had, I noticed like Flo Milli and another artist, they were performing in like under like a pyramid light. And then Saucy Santana and Dove Cameron, they were on a bigger stage. I'm talking about the pre-show. They were on a bigger stage, but the lighting in the back looked like crosses. The way that they had it work, like the way that they had the lighting set up, which is just blasphemy. And then on the main stage, once the VMAs started during the main show, the entire stage setup was a pyramid, and everybody had to perform. You had to have your stage set up inside of the pyramid. So there was so many pyramids and a lot of one-eye symbolism as usual. A lot of red, black, and white. Y'all got a peep game. And lime green, I know, is a color that lately has been associated with the occult. Everything from Beyonce doing it at her Oscars performance, then Saucy Santana imitating it at his BET performance. And again, when Saucy Santana was on a bigger stage on the pre-show or at the pre-show than Flo Milli, who's been in the game longer, That goes to show you that his humiliation ritual with Byakuya worked. Who else? Bad Bunny. I heard he kissed the boy. I really hate what they're doing with him. Bad Bunny is definitely, him and J Balvin are definitely a part of the agenda to indoctrinate the Latino community into accepting raunchiness and sexual fluidity. Bad Bunny is he's a huge puppet. Everything from that video that he did with cross dressing, now he kissing boys. Now, I mean, there's nothing that Bad Bunny won't do to make it and stay relevant. Nothing that he won't do. Panic at the Disco, I wasn't really feeling the song, but I'm glad to see that guy again. I like that band, or I like some of his music. So shout out to Panic at the Disco. That's, I think, all I have for now. It was a decent award show. I mean, as far as entertainment, oh, no, that's not all I have. Let me drag Blackpink. How did I almost forget about them? I had never heard of Blackpink. I didn't know who I had heard of them, but I didn't know who they were. And I had only heard of them on Twitter. I had no idea Blackpink was a K-pop group, and I didn't know they were girls, and I just didn't know that much about them. Tonight, or last night, was my first time hearing their music and seeing them perform and all that other stuff. They need to be canceled. It's very political. Why are they over here? And it's not like they're just over here doing their own thing. They're over here blatantly stealing black people's music and pretending to be black. More minstrel shows, more people, more culture vultures, more lack of originality. Fuck Blackpink. Fuck all of them. Fuck all of these BTS groups. Fuck every K-pop group on the face of this earth. Because I am sick of those fucking people taking our music. I am black with 2 black parents. You cannot dispute me being black. I am tired of these fucking talentless foreigners and the talentless motherfuckers who live in this country who are not black stealing black music. Blackpink, fuck y'all. Y'all should be fucking canceled like yesteryear. Y'all took Biggie Smalls' lyrics. You took Rihanna's lyrics. Y'all took about a good 10 fucking black songs, meshed them together, and was stealing dance moves and stealing swag and stealing flow. Y'all are the most unoriginal bitches on the face of this fucking earth. Fuck y'all. Y'all should not be at no goddamn American Awards show with y'all thieving asses. Get some fucking originality and talent. I mean that. That was some bullshit. And that's what the fuck I'm talking about. These record label execs, who are all CIA fucking agents, they are killing and sacrificing and fucking over black people and stealing and licensing their music and giving it to non-black people so that they can caricature play as black people. That's what's going on. Why do you think these motherfucking rappers are dying? Why do you think nobody got control of their goddamn masters? It's a fucking setup and a scheme, and it's being done on purpose to sell black talent, sell black culture to fucking outsiders who will never be black. No matter how many fucking spray tans or how many black children that they claim to have or how many black people that they claim to fuck. That's what's going on. So fuck you, Blackpink. And there's nothing black about y'all asses but your fucking hair. Fuck them hoes. They had the fucking nerve to get up there and shake they fucking flat asses to fucking black lyrics that they done fucking stole. Fuck them fucking bitches. They need to be thrown off the fucking face of this earth. No, and I mean that shit. Y'all are some talentless motherfuckers who steal black music. Get your own fucking swag. And make music for your own fucking people. So that's what I had to say about that. That's how I feel about that shit. No, them bitches disgust me. Them and all them other fucking K-pop groups, fucking talentless bleach and cream ass bitches. The boys too, a bunch of bleach and creaming ass bitches, running around wanting to look like fucking girls and wanting to fucking make all this hoe ass music that rips off black music. I'm sick of that shit. The show was all the black acts I could stomach. But, and even again, the ones with talent, Eminem, Red Hot Chili Peppers, I can stomach some of that shit. But that Blackpink shit and all that fucking, all them holographs and holograms, whatever the fuck you call them, and all of that digital shit, I'm not here for. So after thinking about Blackpink, I'm going to give the award show a good C-. It was alright. It was alright. It did its job. I got to see something new on TV. But was it really popping like that? No, it wasn't. So, MTV it wasn't that bad, but do better.